And where are you? What is this in the background?
Well, let it be known, I don't just talk to talk right now. I walk the walk. So right now I'm at another protest that's really leading at the state capitol. Another organization is kind of leading the way on this one, and me and my brother and sisters, we're following suit, see how this is going to play out. We just want to make sure everybody be safe, but also let it be known we're not going to continue to accept racism, not only within our own police force and tragic deaths that shouldn't become death itself. Like there's different ways to apprehend people, there's different ways to take down people, and granted, every race has its bad eggs, but at the same sense, a life can never be replaced.
Yeah, I love that you're using your platform to spread a positive message. I find a lot of people don't use their platform in a positive way, so I'm glad that that's what you're doing. As for you, how have you been throughout the pandemic?
I've been good. I can't say it's been all sunshine and rainbows, but it's been a journey itself. It's been a blessing and a curse, uh, and it took I took a lot of losses during this time of this pandemic. Then alongside while still being out here protesting, making sure let it be known like this racism cannot be accepted, but while trying to not even 100% training, just a quarter into training, just a quarter percent up in training. So it's been quite an ordeal, man.
So, what sorts of things have you been doing to train? I'm sure training's been a little bit hindered, almost not being able to get the full access to the gym and training partners. So, what sorts of things have you been doing?
Well, as far as right now, my gym is open. We had taken the precautions. We have done everything we need to do just to get everybody in there because we have too many guys for fights. A couple of my own teammates and are on the same card as I'm on. Uh, but man, it's like just getting my teammates together. We during the pandemic, like in early March. Yeah, I'm good. Um, sorry, it was one of my brothers checking in on me.
Gotcha.
Um, but yeah, just get with one of my teammates, getting some training in, working on some condition. I'm a wrestler, so normally wrestlers we kind of already have our training regimen, so we never really break with that. So I just kind of was doing my own thing till we got to the point where we were able to kind of sneak around and get some work in. Accidentally had left the door open to the other gym, type of ordeal. So yeah, it's been like I said, it's been a journey, but it's a blessing. It's a blessing, a curse in disguise. So I've been ready, staying ready, uh, for whenever and whatever.
So you hear a lot of wrestlers transitioning into MMA, guys like Daniel Cormier, guys like Drakkar Klose. There's been a wide range of fighters who have made the leap. What was the reason to transition into MMA, and what was the transition like?
Oh man, the reasoning for transitioning to MMA for me was financial reasons. Because I'm a broke college kid. Why not? I'm not really making any money in wrestling because Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling is overlooked by a lot of people, and they don't understand it. It's one of the originators of the sports itself. So we're a different breed in that factor. But when I start doing MMA, the transition into doing MMA, I was already doing a little MMA training, but just not competitively back in high school, um, elementary and then into high school. But I wasn't doing competitively. I was just learning how to defend myself, and from that, I kind of just fell in love with it after a few fights, made some good money, put on some great shows. People was recommending for me. I was just constantly asking for when Nate Smith's gonna come back, when he's gonna get back on the card. And I was like, okay. And my coach just kind of made it clear in college, no fighting during the season. So I was like, okay. So that the transition itself, it was rough. It wasn't easy. It took a lot to get to the point where I can have the confidence to say I'm ready as a pro. And here we are.
What was the hardest part? Was it the stand up? Was it the jiu-jitsu? I mean, I hear a lot of people saying, the stand up was probably the hardest, but like you said, you had a little bit of training to begin with. What was the hardest martial art to pick up?
Oh, me, it was jujitsu. Cause you, as a wrestler, we get told to like wrestlers. We transition jujitsu pretty easily. It just depending on skill set, things in that nature, takes into account. So I'm a sponge. I pick up things pretty quickly, but it took time and repetition a lot for me to perfect these certain angles, these crash passes, open guards, these ankle locks, these knee bars, these omoplatas, things in that nature, and etc. To fully understand the reason why I'm moving my hips this way, why am I doing this, why am I doing that, and why isn't this working for me? And I became obsessed. Just like I became obsessed with MMA, I became obsessed with jiu-jitsu. So, ah, um, literally a big old freaking wasp was right on my arm. Anyway, yeah, man, it took a lot, and to just understand jujitsu and live and breathe the life of jujitsu. It's kind of being the same segment of being a wrestler, living and breathing and eating the life as a wrestler, and not many people can do it.
So now we've got we'll fast forward to today. You've got your fight coming up now in less than a month. You had a long period off before your last fight. Like it was almost a year, I believe, before your
Oh yeah.
last fight. What was it like taking such a long period of time? And do you think it benefited your performance, or do you think it hindered your performance?
It benefited. I wouldn't say it hindered. The only thing that hindered was my mental because I was kind of bored, and then from that factor, I benefited from it. Not only I grew as a martial artist, I kept growing, and that's why I tell a lot of people in these interviews I steady grow. Like I'm not the same person as I was the day before. I steady change. I make adjustments. I steady continue to make sure I improve as a martial artist to let it be known like there's no holes in my game. And when I go out there to fight, I'm not afraid to lose. I don't lose. I take lessons. So as for me being young, 6-0, like I can care less. Everybody get too wrapped around being undefeated and all that other stuff. I can care less because there's always a bigger fish in the sea. I want to be that bigger fish. So how can I make myself a bigger fish? And that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm continuing doing, and it's not going to change. It's not going to stop. So, oh yeah, just thinking about it right now, kind of just brought back some memories. Like man, I cannot wait for August 11th. I can't.
So you're now 6-0, like you said. You're undefeated, 6-0. Those last four have all been finishes. What can we expect to see from you come August 11th? I know, like with the Contender series, Dana White's often looking for finishes. Is that something that you're going to try to prioritize, or is it just if it happens, it happens? If it doesn't, I'm not focusing on that.
I'm really not focusing on that. If it happens, it happens. I mean, uh, a lot of people kind of underestimate like my wrestling side, and they're just now seeing it. Seeing also like, oh, he's not just a striker. He can wrestle. He can grapple as well, just based off my last performance. So I have to continuously prove myself and let it be known like I'm a bad mother effer, and I'm not the one you really want to toy with. And I keep telling people that I don't like it, but it kind of gives me a sense of energy where I get looked past. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's how you want to do it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to see me, and like it's on and popping, like man. Because if the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to finish him. That's the goal is to finish him, right? But that's not the case. The goal is to get the contract. The goal is to sustain myself and let me know I'm one of the baddest up and comers in the UFC in the flyweight division. Um, the goal is to let it be known, like, hey, Dana White, I'm your guy. I'm your new guy. And a lot of people kind of say that and they don't live up to it. They're part of the hype, or they show these different aspirations. When I tell you something, I mean it. It's just like I'm a man of my word. So I make things happen, and the only way for an individual to beat me, they have to be the better man than me that day. There's no excuses on my end. Everybody like to do that. So when it comes August 11th, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to put on a hell of a show. Wherever I finish him is where I finish him, no matter if it's on the feet, no matter if it's on the ground, no matter if it goes all three. Shit, if he wants 2 more rounds, we can add 2 more. All I do know is it's going to be done. It's going to be handled.
What do you see in JP Buys as an opponent? Do you watch any film, or do you just focus on you and whatever JP Buys shows up, or do you watch film?
I watch film. I got over a long period of time. I had to start learning how to start watching film with others because I used to just go in and say I don't care, just with that wrestling mentality. I don't care, But I watched some film on him. He has some very nice wrestling credentials himself. So Brenna, I'm not going to underestimate him on that factor. But honestly, he doesn't pose a threat to me. The only thing that can honestly beat him is me, and or for him to beat me, literally me. So there's no way or no chance for him to win this unless every dog has their day. Everybody gets hit with a shot. So the fight game is it's like that. It's a coin toss. But otherwise, okay. Otherwise, it's it's not going to be that way for me. It's not going to be that way for him because I'm going to finish him no matter where we go. Like I said, ground, standing, wrestling, whatever you want, we can do it. Oh man, I love my people out here.
I love it, man. I love that. That's awesome. So
But yeah,
it seems like only a few months ago, the flyweight division seemed to be folding. They weren't sure if they were going to make the division or not. As a flyweight on the outside looking in, what were your thoughts on Dana White kind of saying that and now starting to bring the flyweight in again?
well, the whole ordeal with the flyweight division itself, it's been yeah. The whole issue with that, it kind of scared me a little bit. Um, because on how everything was looking, like everything was out for grabs, everything was kind of shaky, kind of rocky. And I was like, man, all right, I guess I have to go up a weight class. So from that, I was just like, what, what else do I have to do? That's the reason why, like in my record, I went up and at 35, just to let me know, and took on the belt for that and retired him. And he was dangerous, very, very seasoned veteran, and it was like, okay, if they need me at 35, I'm here as well. So it's how it is now. I'm happy because I can shake the flyweight division to its core. My old teammate Brandon Roybell is a perfect example of what he did already.
Yeah.
So let that be known. Like my boy went in there on a last minute notice, beat one of the top contenders in the flyweight division that we both grew up watching, and from there, it's honestly it's just it shows not only where he is but where I'm at as well. And if everybody keep looking past me in that factor, it's gonna be their biggest demise. Like it's gonna be their biggest downfall.
Do you think what the flyweight division really needs is a face, someone to represent the flyweight division, someone like a Henry Cejudo or a Conor McGregor, someone who can really like be the face of the division? Is that what you think that the division needs? And if so, is that what you can be?
Yes, that's a part of my plan. But the plan is also to add into the fact of beating Demetrius Mighty Mouse's record, man, because that dude is still to me the ultimate pound for pound goat. I grew up watching Henry Cejudo. I like the dude sometimes when he don't speak, but but the simple fact that but the simple fact of that, man, I really feel like the UFC is waiting for this new person to be like, hey, they are, this person is the new flyweight face. This person is the new like the McGregor, the Kamaru Usman, things in that nature coming in and dominating. I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy that take on anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I am because I refuse to just sit back and just Yeah. I see it. All right. Um, I want to be that guy that's that go-to guy. I want to be that guy that be like Nate is a monster who goes out there viciously and put on the show every time and looks for the finish and gets the finish every single time. That's what I want to be.
All right, I'll ask you a couple more questions, and then I'll let you get back to that protest.
Yes.
What's it been like working at, in my opinion, the best camp so far in 2020? And how do you think that's going to impact your performance from August 11th?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time for me?
Yeah. So what's it been like working at, in my opinion, the best camp so far in 2020? And how do you think that's going to play a role into your performance on August 11th?
Um, Honestly, I'm not sure. I just know when I go out there and put on my performances, how I'm going to show the world. But like, hey, my name is Nate Smith. I deserve a UFC contract. I deserve to be working side by side with a wonderful organization, and I'm ready to take over, not take part.
I like it. One last question, and then I'll let you go. Is part of the reason why you want this bigger platform to share your message of positivity? And if so, how can you do that?
By continuously making a stand. If you stand for something, you won't fall for anything. And then within that, you have to understand that it's bigger than me, it's bigger than you, it's bigger than everyone. Because I have a daughter that's mixed. I am black and Puerto Rican. My daughter is black, Puerto Rican, and Caucasian. So the simple fact that I have to continue to live like this, I'm from the west side of Chicago. I have done and dealt with the most racist and segregation that you have ever thought or could imagine. Because it's real, and this is something that you can't fake. So I'd rather use my platform while I still can. I'd rather live in a world with justice, unity, peace, and equity. I'd rather, make history, die making history than live in a world of injustice. That's how
All
I
right,
feel.
man. All right, man. All the best. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me. All the best come August 11th. And best of luck spreading the message there, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Man, I appreciate you. I do apologize for the sound. So I know it's kind of a little harsh on your end, but I do appreciate you having me on your podcast, my man.
All the best, man. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't catch anything before August 11th.
Man, look, you see, look. I got my mask. I got my hand sanitizer on me, so I'm staying with those things on me.
Got to stay safe, man. Got to stay safe. Got to make it to the
All
fight.
right, right. All right,
All
brother.
right, man.
Thank you.
All the best.